virtual meeting convened to deliberate on regional standard operating procedures for management and monitoring of cross-border transport at designated points of entry and COVID-19 checkpoints. Allow me to thank you, my fellow ministers, for once again honoring the region by participating in this August meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to register my sincere gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Stogomena Lawrence-Tax, Executive Secretary, and the entire Sadc Secretariat for their outstanding contribution in coordinating Sadc activities, particularly at this critical time that the region is still dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. Honorable Ministers, as you will recall, during our last Council of Ministers virtual meeting held on 29th May 2020, among other decisions, we directed the expanded Technical Committee on Health to meet and finalize the revised regional guidelines on harmonization and facilitation of cross-border transport operations across the region and the region standard operating procedures, SOPs, for management and monitoring of cross-border road transport at designated points of entry and COVID-19 checkpoints. I am very delighted to inform this Council of Ministers that the technical team responsible for monitoring the implementation of SADC Protocol of Health has completed its task of reviewing the SADC guidelines and its annexes on standard operating procedures for cross-border transport operations, which we, the ministers, are asked to approve today. Honorable Ministers, as most countries and regions around the globe are still facing a public health emergency of international concern caused by COVID-19 pandemic, our region has continued to exhibit its determination and solidarity as we strive to address and contain the COVID-19 pandemic. Honorable Ministers, I believe you will agree with my summation that this pandemic is likely not to end in the short term, and the region will have to practice safe trading and transport facilitation for economic growth and the prosperity of our people while managing and containing the spread of COVID-19. It is in that regard I wish to take note that some SADC member states have taken pragmatic decisions to open up and resume economic and social activities, including opening schools and groceries, while observing all the necessary measures and precaution against the spread of COVID-19. Honorable Ministers, as I hinted in my 29th May 2020 speech, that while we take measures to contain the pandemic, we should be reminded that the very aim of our integration, among other things, is to boost intertrade, regional intertrade, and the creation of jobs for our people. Solidarity in the struggle for freedom and prosperity is what inspired and drove our founding fathers to establish this community. Honorable Ministers, while I commend our solidarity, commitment and strength exhibited since the outbreak of COVID-19, permit me to inform that recently, unfortunately, it has been observed in some quarters with great concern that sometimes member states react unilaterally in implementing protective measures, which are increasingly disrupting interstate trade and transport. Further, freight transport operations and drivers sometimes are unfairly treated, which also leads to higher transport costs and delays in cargo delivery. Honorable Ministers, it has also been observed that there are inconsistencies in communication in terms of applicable measures in each country. Announcements of policies and regulations are made sometimes without prior notice And sometimes there are conflicting information from different agencies at the local border management level and between the local border and head offices. While mandatory testing of all truck drivers at borders could be an ideal and desirable, it has, however, exposed the challenges of insufficient testing capacity, lack of harmonization of types of tests and the testing protocols, and lack of mutual recognition of testing results. Honorable Ministers, I would like at this juncture to reiterate and underscore the point I made during our last virtual meeting that indeed we are all up in arms fighting the invisible enemy of COVID-19 with the aim of protecting the citizens of our respective countries. It is equally important also to recognize as the region and community that drivers do play a crucial role for transportation of goods and services for our people and region survival. Therefore, we should avoid stigmatization of commercial truck drivers, and we should not view them as conveyors of COVID-19, because that will not help us but deny our people the services that they desperately need. Largely and unfortunately, by conduct of some of our officials at the border, drivers are viewed negatively. Indeed, while it is legitimate to take measures, but we need also to treat our drivers with the dignity and respect they deserve as human beings. Honorable Ministers, as we deliberate on the agenda and consider the guidelines, I wish to remind this August Council a number of issues that need to be scrutinized and agreed upon. These issues include, but not limited to, the following: types of tests to be used for testing drivers, pilots, crew before they commence their cross-border trips, the designated testing facilities, mutual recognition of the test results, the period of validity of negative test results, what to do with drivers, crew, pilots, persons when the COVID-19 test result is positive, and what to do when the negative results expire while not in home country. Honorable Ministers, other important elements of the guidelines that we need to agree upon is the providing of information in relation with the truck stop points drivers, crew can use on their designated routes, on the corridors and services available in such locations. These services include fueling, catering and sanitation facilities. Simply put, guidelines have to therefore allow movement of goods and services for normal economic activities and not just essential goods as we initially agreed upon. Honorable Ministers, I have highlighted these issues to remind the region the need to remain committed, sincere and firm in implementing the decisions we make as one community. I do not intend to overemphasize the magnitude and how deadly COVID-19 pandemic is. It suffices to say that the challenges we are facing as a region are real, require urgent, practical and collective measures. We need to continue to work together to address its negative economic and social impact now for the better future. As Sadc, we need also to work with other partners, including COMESA and the EAC, so that we can come up with minimum guidelines and standard operating procedures for cross-border transport operations during this period. It is equally important that the region practices safe trade and transport facilitation for economic growth and poverty alleviation while containing the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Honorable Ministers, our history and record of defeating our common enemies, colonialism and apartheid, is clear. We have done that in the past, and together this time around we can withstand and contain COVID-19 as one family. We have the leadership and the wisdom in the region. What is needed is standing together and fight the pandemic as one family. And indeed, the various meetings we have held demonstrate that we are one family. And as a family, misunderstanding, squabbles are normal. But what is more important is to engage and dialogue and find solutions pragmatically, and flexibility is what will enable us also to contain COVID-19. Honorable Ministers, as I conclude, allow me to thank senior officials for their excellent work in the preparation of this meeting. It is their hard work and arrangement that has made this meeting very possible. Once again, I thank you, Honorable Ministers, for attending this meeting that is very crucial to our region. I am confident that the meeting would prudently deliberate on the agenda and come out with decisions needed by our region. To my Tanzanian audience now in Kiswahili. Mkutano huu ambao umeitishwa leo, mkutano wa dharura, ni mkutano muhimu sana wa kujadili mwongozo wa urazinishaji na usimamizi wa biashara kati ya nchi za jumuiya za Sadc. Mwongozo huu umekamilika na kazi kubwa ya mkutano wa leo ni kuupitisha mwongozo huo. Zipo changamoto ambazo tumekabiliana nazo, lakini jambo la kutupa moyo ni kwamba changamoto hizo daima zilipotokea tulipata kukaa na kujadili na kuzipatia ufumbuzi. Tunaamini kabisa Jumuiya ya Maendeleo ya Kusini mwa Afrika, kama ambavyo imekuwa ada yake, itasimama pamoja pia katika kupambana na maradhi haya ya virusi vya COVID-19 na hatimaye kukabiliana navyo, na wakati huo huo ikiendelea kuimarisha biashara kati ya nchi zetu na jumuiya yetu kwa ajili ya maendeleo na ustawi wa nchi zetu na watu wake. I thank you so much for your kind attention. Asante sana. Muito obrigado. Merci beaucoup. Galeboha.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Members of the media, we thank you for your presence, but may you kindly take your exit as the meeting is about to start. Thank you.